Today we're diving into 10 incredible manga that deserve way more attention than they get. I will try avoiding spoilers as much as possible. Also, before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell to not miss any future videos. At number 10, we have Spirit Circle. And let me tell you, this story will mess with your head in the best way possible. Picture this. You're just a regular middle school student when suddenly a transfer student shows up and immediately tries to eliminate you. Why, you might be asking? That's because apparently you're the reincarnation of her ancient enemy, and you two have been locked in this cycle of hatred for literally thousands of years. The genius of this manga is how it uses a supernatural ability called Spirit Circle to let these characters explore their past lives together. We're talking about witnessing everything from prehistoric cave dwellers to futuristic space colonies to completely alien worlds. Each lifetime reveals another piece of this incredibly complex puzzle, showing how misunderstandings and tragic events created this eternal cycle of revenge. What makes this so compelling is watching these characters slowly understand why they hate each other and whether they can break free from this destiny. The artwork seamlessly transitions between different time periods and art styles, making each past life feel completely authentic. The manga artist crafts a story that's equal parts action, romance, and philosophical exploration of karma and forgiveness. By the end, you'll question everything you think you know about fate, choice, and whether people can truly change their fundamental nature. Number 9 brings us Hoshi no Samidare, also known as Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, which has one of the most ridiculous premises that somehow becomes absolutely brilliant. Imagine waking up to find a talking lizard in your bed, telling you that you've been chosen as a beast knight to save Earth from destruction by a giant floating hammer called the Biscuit Hammer. Already sounds insane, right? But here's where it gets really twisted. The princess who's supposed to lead you and the other beast knights to victory has her own plan. She wants to protect Earth from the Biscuit Hammer only so she can destroy the world herself with her own hands. Our protagonist, a cynical college student, decides to help her achieve this bizarre goal because, honestly, why not? What follows is this incredible journey where each beast knight has unique supernatural powers and personal quirks that make them feel completely real despite the absurd situation. The battles against these creatures are spectacular, but the real magic happens in the quiet character moments. Watching our hero slowly find purpose and form genuine bonds with his fellow knights is genuinely touching. The manga artist balances comedy with surprisingly deep philosophical questions about existence, purpose, and what it means to find meaning when everything seems pointless. The conclusion will leave you emotionally devastated in the best possible way. At number 8, we get Eden, It's an Endless World, and fair warning, this is not for the faint of heart. We're talking about a brutal, uncompromising, post-apocalyptic masterpiece that doesn't pull any punches. The world has been devastated by a pandemic called Closure that wiped out 15% of humanity and mutated survivors into a disease-resistant subspecies. Our story follows two siblings who are forced to flee their isolated research facility when it's attacked by shadowy organizations. What makes this manga incredible is how the manga artist weaves together multiple interconnected storylines involving mercenaries, government agents, criminal syndicates, and scientists, all fighting for control in this chaotic world. The plot is incredibly complex, jumping between different characters and locations while slowly revealing the truth about the Closure virus and the mysterious Propator organization. This isn't just action for action's sake. Endo tackles serious themes like human trafficking, political corruption, and what happens to morality when civilization collapses. The artwork is absolutely stunning, with incredibly detailed backgrounds that make this devastated world feel completely real. Characters face impossible moral choices, and the consequences of their actions ripple throughout the story in realistic ways. It's a mature, intelligent examination of humanity's capacity for both cruelty and resilience when pushed to absolute limits. Number 7 is Dorohedoro, which is hands down one of the most bizarre and entertaining manga ever created. Picture two parallel dimensions: the whole, a grimy, polluted city where ordinary humans live, and the sorcerer's world, a vibrant magical realm where sorcerers regularly use humans as test subjects for their magic experiments. Our protagonist has the head of a lizard, no memory of his past, and a very unique method of investigation. He sticks sorcerers' heads in his mouth so a mysterious entity living in his throat can identify whether they're the one who cursed him. Sounds gross, right? It absolutely is, but the manga artist somehow makes it hilarious instead of just disturbing. His best friend runs a restaurant and helps him hunt sorcerers while hiding her own mysterious abilities. The story introduces us to various sorcerer factions, including this charismatic charismatic cleaning crew that works for a powerful boss who turns people into mushrooms. What starts as a simple revenge quest evolves into this incredibly complex web of relationships, betrayals, and shocking revelations about his true identity. The unique art style perfectly captures the grotesque, chaotic atmosphere while balancing genuine horror with absurd comedy. Characters are memorable and well-developed despite the bizarre circumstances, and the world building is absolutely incredible. Watching all these different factions clash while uncovering the deeper mysteries connecting both dimensions creates this wild, unpredictable ride that keeps you guessing until the very end. At number 6, we have Otoyomegatari, also known as A Bride's Story, which is basically a love letter to Central Asian culture and traditional craftsmanship. Set in the late 19th century, this beautiful manga follows Amira, a spirited young woman from a nomadic tribe who's sent to marry a boy 8 years younger to form an alliance between their clans. What could have been a simple romance becomes this incredible exploration of daily life, customs, and traditions that most people have never seen depicted in manga. Her artwork is absolutely breathtaking. Every panel is packed with intricate details, showing traditional clothing, embroidery patterns, architectural designs, and landscapes that feel like historical photographs. The story expands beyond the couple to introduce other couples and families in the region, giving us this broader picture of life in a harsh but beautiful land. While there are minor conflicts from tribal disputes and the encroaching Russian Empire, the focus remains on human stories and cultural preservation. A British ethnographer traveling through the region serves as our window into this world, documenting customs and traditions that were disappearing even then. What makes this manga special is how it finds beauty and meaning in ordinary moments, like preparing meals, crafting textiles, caring for animals, and celebrating marriages. It's a gentle, thoughtful celebration of family, tradition, and finding happiness within cultural frameworks while adapting to inevitable change. Each chapter feels like discovering a lost piece of human history. Number 5 brings us Pluto, Naoki Urasawa's psychological masterpiece that reimagines classic Astro Boy elements into this incredibly mature, complex murder mystery. In a future where advanced robots and humans coexist, someone is systematically targeting the 7 most powerful robots on Earth, along with their human advocates. Our protagonist is a robot detective investigating seemingly impossible cases. How can robots designed as ultimate weapons be defeated so easily? As he delves deeper, he uncovers a conspiracy involving a mysterious entity called Pluto, whose attacks are connected to trauma from a past war. What makes this brilliant is how Urasawa uses the mystery to explore deep philosophical questions about artificial intelligence, consciousness, and what truly defines humanity. Each of the 7 great robots has distinct personalities, artificial families, and their own struggles with identity and purpose. Gesicht himself questions his own nature as he investigates, wondering whether his emotions and relationships are genuine or just programming. The story expertly builds psychological tension while revealing how war trauma can create cycles of violence that span generations, affecting both humans and machines. The artwork creates this perfect noir atmosphere with detailed character expressions that make you forget these are supposed to be robots. As the mystery unfolds, it becomes less about finding the culprit and more about understanding the philosophical implications of consciousness, memory, and revenge. This is mature science fiction at its finest, asking profound questions about what makes someone truly alive. At number 4, we get The Witch and the Beast, which creates this perfect gothic fantasy atmosphere that feels like a cross between classic fairy tales and dark mystery novels. Our story follows a girl who carries a coffin on her back and has been cursed by a witch, transforming her into this monstrous being with fangs and incredible destructive power. She is accompanied by this polite, strategic gentleman who serves as the brains to her brawn as they work for a mysterious organization hunting witches. What makes this compelling is the episodic structure. Each arc takes them to a new location where they encounter a different witch causing problems for the local population. These aren't simple good versus evil scenarios either. Each witch has their own motivations, tragic backstories, and complex relationships with the communities they affect. The artwork is absolutely stunning, creating detailed gothic environments that feel both beautiful and threatening. The character designs are incredible, especially how the curse manifests in her monstrous transformations during battles. As the story progresses, we slowly learn more about the past and the true nature of her curse, while building toward the ultimate confrontation with the witch responsible for her transformation. The relationship between them develops naturally as they face these supernatural threats together, showing how their different approaches, raw power versus careful strategy, complement each other perfectly. It is a dark fantasy that balances action with mystery while exploring themes of revenge, identity, and whether curses can truly be broken. Number 3 is Voynich Hotel, which is absolutely the most bizarre, entertaining manga you'll ever read. Picture this. You're a former Yakuza hitman trying to lay low, so you check into this isolated hotel on a tropical island, thinking it's a safe place to hide. Wrong. The hotel turns out to be far more dangerous than anything you're running from. The place is staffed by 3 beautiful but deadly maid sisters who casually engage in grotesque rituals and brutal violence as part of their daily routine. The guests include assassins, spies, supernatural entities, and literal monsters, all creating this chaotic environment where anything can happen at any moment. The manga artist structures this as episodic stories where each chapter presents some new bizarre event, mystery, or completely absurd situation. Our Yakuza protagonist often serves as the bewildered straight man, trying to make sense of the hotel's insanity while simply attempting to survive each day. What makes this work is the perfect balance of dark humor with genuinely disturbing imagery. Characters will have casual conversations about mundane topics while horrific things happen in the background, creating this surreal atmosphere where violence becomes almost comedic through sheer absurdity. The artwork captures both the tropical paradise setting and the grotesque situations perfectly, making everything feel dreamlike and nightmarish simultaneously. There's no overarching plot in the traditional sense, but character backstories are gradually revealed through these episodic adventures, building this rich tapestry of interconnected weirdness that somehow creates its own internal logic. At number 2, we have Yokohama Shopping Log, which is basically meditation in manga form. Set in this beautifully melancholic future where humanity is slowly dwindling and nature is quietly reclaiming the world, we follow Alpha, an android who runs a small coffee shop in rural Japan. This isn't your typical post-apocalyptic story with dramatic conflicts and survival struggles. Instead, it's this incredibly peaceful exploration of finding beauty in impermanence and meaning in simple everyday moments. Alpha's daily life consists of serving the occasional customer, exploring nearby abandoned areas, and reflecting on the gentle decline of civilization around her. The genius of the artist's approach is how he makes this world feel nostalgic rather than tragic. There's something deeply comforting about watching Alpha discover old pieces of human culture, interact with the few remaining people, and appreciate small pleasures like a perfect cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous, capturing both the remnants of human civilization and the peaceful process of natural reclamation with incredible detail. Each chapter feels like a gentle reminder to slow down and appreciate the present moment. While there's an underlying sadness about humanity's decline, the overall tone is hopeful and healing. This is what's called healing manga, stories designed to provide comfort and emotional restoration rather than excitement or drama. It's perfect for when you need something calm and thoughtful that helps put life's problems in perspective. Finally, number 1 is Bokurana, which is hands down the most psychologically devastating manga I've ever read, and I mean that in the best possible way. 15 middle school students discover a cave during summer camp where this mysterious man offers them the chance to pilot a giant robot in what he claims is just a game. They eagerly sign up, thinking it sounds fun. Then they learn the horrifying truth. The game is real. They're fighting to defend Earth from alien invaders, and the pilot dies after each battle. Even worse, if they refuse to fight, Earth gets destroyed, so they're trapped in this impossible situation where children are forced to sacrifice their lives one by one. The manga artist structures this as individual character studies, with each chapter focusing on a different pilot as their turn approaches. We dive deep into their personal struggles, family problems, fears, and the heartbreaking choices they make in their final moments. Some face their fate with courage, others with despair, but all struggle with this impossible burden placed on young shoulders. What makes this so powerful is how realistically it portrays childhood psychology under extreme stress. These aren't heroic warriors, they're scared kids dealing with bullying, family dysfunction, and typical adolescent problems while also knowing they're going to perish. The manga doesn't shy away from the bleakness of the situation, showing how each child copes differently with their impending fate. As the story progresses, darker truths emerge about Kokapelli and the cosmic nature of this nightmare they've been trapped in. This is an incredibly intense example examination of sacrifice, mortality, and what happens when innocence is destroyed by adult responsibilities. And there you have it, 10 incredible manga that showcase just how diverse and powerful this medium can be. If you have any recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments, as I am always open to trying new stuff. So which one caught your attention? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden gem recommendations.